the girl a-running in a group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod at large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod. She's my hot rod.
The car phone and talk to this person. Let's see who's on. Hey, you're on with the car guy.
Good morning, George. This is Hank from the northwest side of South Holland.
Hey, Hank the Crank, what's happening?
I just wanted to wish you and all your listeners a Merry Christmas, and I really enjoy your intro. TX probably produced it with, you got the preacher's voice on there, and it's a great job with all the film and editing you do, so.
Oh, yeah, T-Rex is a very, very talented young man. He's the producer of the year. Let me just tell you, Hank. And I got to tell you, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and your boys and everybody. And wow.
Yeah, but I wanted to mention about this driverless cars and all this technology that's coming out.
Yeah.
They just coming out yesterday on the news where they got the military got the wired driverless, and they're going to be training the Marines in there. But the operator, he's got a little like an iPhone. So what happens when the guy with the operator is captured and the enemy takes over?
Yeah, the whole thing.
It's just scary.
They get the car and all its occupants.
Yeah.
Tough stuff,
but,
Hank.
Okay, I got to hang up because I'm having phone trouble over here.
All right,
okay,
buddy. Hank, thank you and Merry Christmas, my friend. Very nice. That's Hank the Crank from South Holland. What a great guy he is. Hank's been car show guy for forever. Of course, Hank's a car guy. Sometimes I get a little overboard, I'll agree. Talking about electronics and glitches and the bad things that can happen when you have electronics on your vehicle. Well, my own vehicle, 2015 Ford Edge, which has, I think, about 9,000 miles on it. I don't go anywhere, trust me. And I live a block from work, a block and a half. I have the phone hookup that is hands-free, called Sync. And it's done with the Bluetooth in my phone. Now, I don't have the most expensive phone in the world. I don't have the most expensive car in the world, but I have good phone technology. Ford Sync is pretty good. And Bluetooth, of course, is the standard right now. Well, I went to call home the other day when I'm driving in the car, and I couldn't drive. I couldn't call She Who Will Be Obeyed. And she was waiting for a call, too, so I heard about that when I got home. By the way, she's making brownies right now to go with that really strong coffee she made. Woo! Anyway, I couldn't call home. I said, uh-oh, what's going on here? My car was perpetually trying to sync with the Bluetooth and couldn't. There was a glitch. What do? Well, Ronnie, my manager at my shop, used to work for Ford, so he knows a little bit about this. He knows quite a bit about this Bluetooth, actually. And Paulie from Sutton Ford, he's one of my guys that used to work for me. We have people in high places at Ford. I made a phone call. I said, what am I doing here? What's going on? It just says syncing with Bluetooth. It never lets me make a phone call. And I messed with it first, which was a mistake. I should have given it to the guys that know what they're doing, because this thing is tricky. What they had to do was to brain dead my system. How do you brain dead a system, an electrical system? You just connect the battery. On these new cars, I thought that was the kiss of death for quite a few things. Then it turns out it was. All my stations were messed up, but that's all right. Anyway, they brain dead the car for like an hour or half an hour, whatever it takes. Then they hook it back up. They hook the battery back up. And then they proceed from day one and reinstall the Bluetooth item, which is my phone. This little cheapo phone here. It's not a cheapo, but it's not a good one. It's not an iPhone, that's for sure. I won't have anything with the battery that's going to explode in my pocket. That's another story for another day. Anyway, they resynced it, and I could call home again. But that, I'm telling you, starting over, brain dead, can you say glitch? I said, what about all the communications? What did I tell you earlier? All the communications in your car go through either the Bluetooth, the sync, the whatever GM calls it and Chrysler calls it, or the dashboard. The internal affairs in your car go through the dashboard. Outside affairs come in through the radio or the entertainment system. Well, what if I'm doing 70 mile an hour and my Bluetooth says, I think I'll take a week off? Well, guess what? Not good. I'm telling you, it's not good. Tell me. It is not good. One thing I want to tell the boys. I know Chuck Pullen and Leon Simon, the electronic boys, the driverless car boys, the electric car boys that we had on the show that day, and they gave me a whooping. Well, this newest tax cut proposal was cutting a lot of things, and one of them was the $7,500 tax credit on electric vehicles. It got stuffed back in. So you will get $7,500 when you go to buy that Tesla, Chuck. You're going to get a $7,500 tax break. And Leon Simon, when you go to buy that Tesla semi for whatever that is, probably $750,000. Of course, you're a teacher. You got it. You're going to get $7,500 tax credit. Good for you guys. All right. 928 Car Guys, if you want to weigh in. Give us a call anytime. And you got a question about your car. Trust me, I can fix it. It's not a big deal. Unless, of course, it's this Bluetooth thing. Of course, now I can fix it. I learned. I had to learn the hard way. Let me just tell you, my own car had to break. But I learned. Now I know how to fix it. Brain dead. I love that word, brain dead. My father accused me of that for years. I told you we would talk about the ins and outs of premium gas. There was a study done by AAA, the Motor Club. And they found that most of your cars do not require premium. They say premium is suggested, and it's suggested, of course, because the car companies are in cahoots with the oil companies, and premium costs more. What they're telling us now is a study has found that it doesn't give you that much more gas mileage. It doesn't give you that much better performance to overweigh the extra cost of premium over regular. And if your car is meant to run on just plain old regular gas, you want to throw a tank of premium in once in a while. Maybe you got a little bonus at work, or you won something on the tip boards or whatever. Throw a tank of premium in. But don't burn it on a regular basis thinking that it's paying for itself, because it's not. AAA Motor Club says you are not getting anything better going to premium unless your car is specifically designed to run on premium. You do not think you're going to get anything better out of going to premium. If you want to throw a tank of premium in once in a while, that's what my dad's old trick was. Every 4 or 5 tanks of gas, put some ethyl in there. You tell Charlie, put some ethyl in there. That's what it was called then. It wasn't premium. It was ethyl. Yeah. Oh, boy, I go back a ways. But anyway, I digress. You're not getting any benefits that they're going to overweigh the cost. In other words, you're paying too much for your gas if you're burning ethyl or premium, and you don't need to. Why would you do it if you don't need to? Right? I mean, come on. If you're not getting anything out of it, is it cleaning your engine better? No. Today's petroleums are designed to clean your engine. Okay? Today's gases, they have to be. They need to have special detergents in them because we have a lot of aluminum in our engines now, and they soak up dirt. Aluminum soaks up dirt faster than my couch. Let me just tell you, it soaks up dirt. And you have to have detergents and you have to have cleaners in your gasoline to help your car run better. So your regular gasoline is going to be just fine. Don't buy premium unless you absolutely have to. That's the moral of the story. Last week, Delphi Corporation. Remember Delphi Corporation? Ignition Gate? We go from Stinky Gate to Ignition Gate around here. Ignition Gate was the GM vehicles that the ignition key was falling out of, or the actual cylinder fall out. People were getting crashed. People died. There was a lot of confirmed deaths and injuries. Well, those were Delphi parts, okay? Made by Delphi, just so you know. Delphi, which will continue their 100-year-old powertrain manufacturing, which is part I'm talking about. They're going to do this. They have split and set up a company called ATPIV. ATPIV. I don't know, is that APT5 or something? I don't know what it's called. But it's an autonomous driving software company to thrust it into the future. Aptiv, it's Aptiv, APTIV, split off and took some of Delphi's top engineers. Who cares? Those are the guys that designed that ignition switch. Top engineers with it. Those very same engineers that made the killer ignition switches. Oh boy, oh boy. What do you think about that? Tesla says it has been stockpiling its Model 3 at its stores and delivery centers, although having been plagued by a host of production problems. I mean, remember they fired all those employees? Remember the one employee that was told, build it fast, we'll fix it later? On a $100,000 car? They think they're stockpiling them. They're not delivering them, they're stockpiling them. Probably because they got to fix them yet because they're not made right. Come on. All right, Ann Arbor, Michigan, for all you Wolverines up there. Ann Arbor, Michigan, at the American Center for Mobility, Toyota and Visteon have begun testing autonomous driving vehicles. The center has a 2.5-mile highway, pretty cool, with a 700-foot curved tunnel to test this autonomous car's brain, right? I got to tell you about that in a minute, though. It's really cool. 700-foot covered tunnel was built for connected car testing as well as autonomous. So it's also built for the cars that stop before they hit each other and yada, yada, the automatic, but you're still driving. But it's made, they're going to use it for autonomous driving. Speaking of Toyota and its bedfellows, the latest partner in electronic la-la land is Panasonic and Toyota. As a team, they plan to build the best electric vehicles with the longest range and the most reliable batteries. Now, Toyota has been using a nickel-cadmium battery till now they're going to use a lithium-ion because that's what Panasonic builds. I don't think that's too smart, boys. I think you should just let that go or get Panasonic and start building batteries that don't explode. Be very nice. Lastly, now this is cool. This is the part I was giggling about. And I don't giggle. I'm more like belch and baritone. But anyway, Toyota says that its self-driving vehicles that they plan to have on American roads by 2020 will have 2 separate computer chips in them. Okay? And these computer chips are supplied by Renesas, a software corporation that builds, of course, chips. The first chip is dubbed the brain and will analyze the car's entire situation and relay all its information to chip number 2, called the driver, I think it's called. I don't know. But anyway, it tells everything to that chip, and that chip controls all the aspects of the driving of the car, and it will adjust things accordingly. So one chip says, here's what we got to do, and the other chip does it. Kind of like a boss and employee type of thing, which never works. And I hope, because, has anybody here ever had a car that had a light that didn't work or a turn signal or something, and it wasn't just a bulb, it was a wire that broke somewhere, wasn't pinched together right, didn't get stripped right, and twisted or soldered or at the factory? Now let's go back to what I just told you about Tesla telling his people, build it fast and we'll fix it later. What about this? Let's hope those two never lose communication between each other.